Hello viewers, in the previous episode, we discussed the use of makeup equipments. In this episode, we shall be discussing body makeup. Choose a color to match the face makeup. Apply cake with a dry sponge, which you have used for the face and work in big strokes, blending as you go. When you have finished, pat the area dry with the tissue. Arms and legs softly with a silky scarf. Don't forget to do the ears. If they show, they can become red if you are nervous and stand out, especially if they are large. Which is distracting for the audience, as there are small areas. You only need a little cake on fairly dry sponge. It is important to make up the hands, especially for film and TV work. Otherwise, white skin looks very pale and any redness is magnified, while black skin often has much darker pigment on the knuckles, which can be distracting. Work from the fingertips up and bend the fingers to blend the makeup into the lines. Shading and highlighting to improve or alter facial structure for a stage screen. You must understand the principles of shading and highlighting and how they work under lighting. Shade a feature to make it less noticeable. Highlight to draw attention to its shade with dark colors, and highlight with very pale color to its best shade first and then highlight. Simple improvements can be done with powder shader. Use creams or grease liners for precision work. Grayish brown tones are best for shading white skins, and dark browns and black for black skins. Apply shading with a brush at a time, but blend with fingertips. Highlighting is done with creams or grease liners. White alone is too strong unless you are using a very pale base or an unusual color. But do not use too much without highlighting. Shading has little effects. Now we shall be discussing about shading. Shading under eyebrows makes the eye look bigger, except with naturally large eyelids. Under the cheekbones, it adds structure and slims the face. Shading the dotted area improves square jaw lines and broader face when done with a softer color. Shadows across the point of the chin and over the end of the nose, curving up slightly in the center. Shorten long faces. The position of cheekbone shading is vital. In the wrong place, it looks like a dirty mark. Take it directly in front of the ear. Feel for the knotty bit. Along the hollow under the bone to where the bone starts upward. Dot a little color at this point and aim towards it. That shadow is curved with its widest point just in front of the ear. Blend back towards the hairline with a finger. Blend all the shading softly with a fingertip. The shading under the eyebrows covers the whole bone area. Lift the brows to feel for the right place. Avoid the eyelids. Blending it too close to the nose gives a shifty look. Practice shading the sides of the nose. Don't blend the color too close to the cheeks. It makes the nose shapeless. Cover the nostrils or you will get a very odd effect. Next is highlighting. The basic positions are on the eyelids. In tiredness, shadows under the eyes, over the cheekbones, down the center of the nose, and on the point of the chin. Feel for the bones under the chin to guide you. It should only be used for receding or small chins. Put the highlight on with a medium sized flat square ended brush. Blend the highlight carefully with a sponge tip or fingers, covering the whole lid, smoothing back to the hairline on the cheekbone, filling in between the shadows on the nose and patting it gently off, soften the color on the tiredness shadows. Keep the chin highlight close to the crease. There should be no hard edges when you have finished. The completed shadows and highlights after powdering. The aim is not to change the face dramatically, but to improve its features. The amount used here is suitable for stage work. For film and TV, you use less as the makeup needs to be very subtle. Next is thinning the face. Here we are using basic shading and highlighting to make a face look thinner. Thinning the face. Use a slightly darker foundation than usual. Apply basic shading under the cheekbones, but about halfway to the nose. Cut down toward the jaw, finishing about the level with the mouth. Take temple shadows from the ends of the eyebrows to the hairline in a fairly straight line, fading back to the sides of the face. Shade the sides of the nose from eyebrows to nostrils. Blend the shading, working it under the cheek, back towards the ear, where it should be at its widest. With a broad face, add more shading on the sides of the jawline. Blending the shadows with your fingers allows you to feel the bone structure. Unless the makeup is for a really large stage, there must be no hard lines at the edges. Using a square brush, apply highlights to the inside of the temple shadows, the eyelids, down the center of the nose, on the cheekbones, following the shadows downward, and on the end of the chin. After blending, the face appears thinner and bonier, and nose and chin look longer. Accentuate the bump on the nose by widening the highlight there and powder. Then next is broadening the face. Here highlight is used to make the face appear fuller. Broadening the face. Use a lighter foundation than usual and dab shading on the eyelids. Take a shadow across the point of the chin, curving up in the center. Women must not use too much shading here or it will look like beard shadow. Repeat this on the end of the nose from nostril to nostril. Using a finger or square-ended brush, blend the eyelid shadow all over the lid and the chin and nose shadows downwards. Add highlights at the temples, then fill in the area under the cheekbones, beside the jaw. Add a little highlight on the chin close to the hollow under the ribs, but not if the chin is very big. Stroke color on the fullness produced by tightening the muscles under the eyes and finish with a couple of highlights on the bone just above the inner ends of the eyebrows. Carefully blend the highlights, taking care not to spread them over the shadows. They should be visible but should not stand out as white areas. Powder well when complete. Very thin faces look softer. Thin faces seem full. Medium faces will appear fat, and naturally, plump people will look extremely fat. Thanks.